Welcome to my channel tonight. I am the author of The Superpower of the Girl Child, Transcending Gender Bias and How to Overcome Obstacles. I wrote my book because I thought I would share with other people. It might help someone. You never know who it will help. So, being the author of this book, I talk about real issues in real life. What I see every day is what I talk about. What I passed through, and I do compare it to now. What is it that I see now? Has anything changed? Tonight, I'm talking about child trauma. The trauma that we always talk about, he's traumatized, or the child has been traumatized because something like this happened, or probably the parents died, or whatever the child went through. We speak about trauma every time. But tonight, I've got a specific trauma that I want to talk about for parents who smack their children, for parents who scream at their children, for parents who uses big words to their children which they cannot understand. Let's say if the child is doing wrong, you start telling the child such big words like, she said, you are a fool, you are stupid, you are this, you are that, and then you end up smacking the child at the end of the day. That's part of the trauma that I'm talking about tonight. I'll tell you why I spoke about the child trauma, because it's a journey that I walked. And because of that trauma, I was young, but it kept growing in me until I got to a point where I had to talk about, so that I could be relieved myself and feel good. So tonight, I'll tell you one story. There was this lady. She had a child, a daughter. They walked into the shop where I was, and I don't know what this child did, and the mother snapped at the child, and the child went. She jumped because the mother screamed. You know that scream. And I was noticing, and until this child went to her mom and said, "Mom, I'm sorry." The mother didn't accept the sorry. Neither did she. She acknowledged that she was saying sorry. I felt aggrieved myself, and I had to intervene on behalf of them too, but I had to speak to the mom. Because what I said to the mom was, do you know what? That child said sorry. You did not accept it, and you did not acknowledge that she said sorry. What will happen to that child when she turns 11, 12? Without you accepting that she said sorry and you acknowledge, she will tell you another word that you'll be shocked about. Because she is now big, and she will tell you, well, if you're not accepting my sorry, then you can use the F word. You know, with children. And then you end up in a shock. I'm here to speak about this to parents. I hope some parents you get this video and listen to it one day. One thing that we must never experiment on is beating our children. 2, do not scream at your child. It doesn't matter what the child has done. Wait a bit, cool down. Cool your temper, and then speak to the child later when everything is settled, and say, you know what you did that time, it was wrong, because if you do this again, this will happen, right? But if you use that harsh word because you are angry, what happens is it builds up to the child. This is where trauma begins. And the child will be recording each and every step of the way, what you said, what you did, and what action did you take. The child remembers that. Sometimes parents, we do not recognize that those human beings, those little girls and boys, it doesn't matter they are young, they remember everything. They do have a tape recorder, those guys. And when they grow up, they will remember each and every word and in every step of the way. So remember not to say something that aggrieves the child and then ends up in a trauma where the child does not like to talk to other people. The child loses confidence. And when the child grows up, instead of this person being a humble person, this person is an aggrieved person, is always angry. He has got no passion for others. Neither does that person have any empathy or any kindness whatsoever, because from where the child came from, the trauma that the child went through from the parents has been too harsh for the child. So when the child gets to this point now, he is unable to be himself. He's not kind. She's not kind. She's bitter. It all comes from that child trauma. Sometimes we might say, oh, because the child came from a broken home. Yes, of course. As mothers, I want to believe mothers, we should be careful. It doesn't matter. You might get somewhere where you get married to someone with his children, or you are a father, you get married to someone with her children. Just be a parent. Learn to love those children. Do you know what? If you love those children, when they grow up, it's not those children who actually take care of you more. You will find love from children that you never gave birth to. It's because you get that love back. Karma has got his own way of giving back to you what you saw, because you will have done a good job of bringing a child who is not your own. It's only love. And children grow up so fast, you never know. Before you know it, they are grown up, they are big boys, they are big girls. And meanwhile, they go to school, they pass, they graduate, they become mothers themselves. Let's leave a legacy of children who we've got love to each other. Let's leave a legacy of children who can speak a language where they understand each other, not hate. We are tired of having children fighting and killing each other in the streets. We need to see why such things happen. Many times, if we check the background, we will see that there's a lot of bitterness in the children themselves. If we go backwards, we'll see that the parents probably were the ones who pushed them to that corner and they ended up being bitter. This is my take. I don't know how others will take this one, but this is my take. And I wish every parent to understand where I'm coming from. As a parent myself, I would love a parent to please do not scream to your children. Do not use words that you are a failure, you are a fool, you cannot pass anything, you cannot do anything, you do not know what you are doing. No, stop using those words. Encourage the child with love. If possible, train the child with care. And also, if you are not sure of what you want to do, we've got institutions where you can send your child to and get some help. You as a parent as well, feel free to get that help. If you have got anger, you need anger management, so find somewhere where you can go and get that counseling as well. So I wish you well, and please support your children, love your children, and teach them well. For me, this is my channel, and if you pass through, remember to subscribe and remember to take care of your families. Good night.